It'll happen once you hit the go live button.
Hello, everyone. You are all unmuted. Welcome to another exciting episode of Eberron, Ashes of the Last War. I'm the DM, Obsidia, everybody's favorite Death Knight. And as is tradition, we're going to go do round the table introductions before we do a brief session recap. And we hop right into the shenanigans of royals and romance. So, without further ado, first up, we have Kamar.
Yes, formerly known as Paige, the resident cat wizard. My name is Yulia. I am an elven princess knight here on Twitch and Twitter. Do a lot of wonderful D&D with these lovely people. Do a lot of RPGs and, have a good time. So come check me out as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Yulia. Always appreciated. Next up, we've got Ilya.
Hello, my name is Lily, and I'm playing Lilia. No, it's just I thought about it and I had to do it, so I'm doing it, and that's what we're doing. Hello, real introduction. My name's Lily. I love playing RPGs with these silly, kooky kids. By that I mean adults. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy tonight's kooky adventure.
All right, thank you, Lily. Next up, we've got Euphoria Cox.
Howdy, y'all. My name's Maris, and I play everyone's favorite hot pink, horny tiefling MILF, Euphoria Cox. And I'm happy to be here and queer and playing this delightful little game with my friends. And I hope my internet holds out.
Yes. Hopefully, your internet will be as powerful as your homosexuality.
If only.
Next up, we have your pal Malrow.
Hey, I'm Leech of the Bronze. I'm 1/4 dragon, and tonight I'm playing Malrow, the Dragonborn cleric. I almost forgot my class there for a second. Shows how tired I am.
Class, DILF.
There you go. Not for long, though, apparently.
Last but never least, we have Shawnee.
Formerly known as Says the Mess, it is Shawnee, role played by Sif, real ass man, no cat ears. I do art, I play games. I have no idea what we're doing this week. We're gonna find out Dave's stream, but yeah, it's nice to see you guys. I love you guys tons. No thunderstorms today, please.
Yes, please. Weather be chill. Thank you, everyone. Previously on Eberron, Ashes of the Last War, we started off with Malrow trying to start the Avengers Initiative with Silonia, which led to apparently a big emotional over bubbling of emotions by Silonia as she vented a lot of the frustrations that had accumulated within her since everything that happened inside of the Last Stand, and her desire to live in peace that she knows she will never get, and the fact that she will always be hunted for what she knows, and she really just wishes that she didn't have any of this knowledge and information and maybe could live a peaceful life for once. But nope, she will always get used, and that's just her existence, so she's not terribly happy about that. Next up, Euphoria rallied the party to go meet the increasingly complicated family of pink tieflings as they went to the city of Sharn to meet the deep, hidden pocket dimension that Euphoria's mother, Ecstasy Cox, resided in, with her harem of nubile men and women. And as they entered it, they saw the decadent lifestyle she lived and her many servants and their scantily clad nature, as the rest of the party came face to face with why Euphoria doesn't talk about her mom or to her mom really at all, because she is not a great person. And however, she does have extensive experiences with forming otherworldly pacts. And the one piece of solid information she gave her daughter before she promptly evicted them was that there's only two ways out of a patron pact. One is if the patron is killed, which in the case of an Archfey is basically impossible. and then 2 is a pact cannot be willingly. It basically can't be willingly broken by others. It can only be replaced. So you can't choose to give up your pact. Rather, it can only be replaced by somebody else taking over your responsibilities. But you cannot make that decision on your own. So, with that in mind, they returned home with some real food for thought. And then finally, Cess met up with Flame Bearer Rain and Yen, everybody's favorite hobgoblin cyborg, who decided to host a grand party to celebrate Cess's rebirth as Shani. And during the festivities, all of Greywall attended and cheered, and Kamar got real happy and sassy and supporting her sister. And then Ray took Shani aside and gave her a heart-to-heart talk about her time during the war and her greatest hero, her commander during the war, and how he had given his life for them, and that she sensed a lot of the same energy in him as Cess formerly gave, and now Shani does give. And so, as a final little treat, she gave Shani a pair of golden crystals, which Shani had used one to make herself a new radiant weapon, and then used the other to make a little statue to Spike, everybody's favorite sludge dog who gave his life so that Shani could live anew. And as they all had retired back to their home, they turned to look at their little winged flying kitty with the skull on his tummy, Prince, otherwise known as Ikashi, the Knight of the Raven Queen and Prince of Cats. And he looked like he was about to say something, and with that, we will start. And he looks at you all as you look expectantly at him, and he meows.
Got him.
Got him. And then he goes, "Oh, sorry about that. Force of habit. You all look quite bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and so I thought this would be an excellent opportunity to tell you that you've been given a rare offer."
A rare offer of what?
Oh, a significant power boost in your coming struggles.
I don't trust like that.
What's the catch, kitty cat?
Well, it involves you playing a bit of a game.
Mm-hmm.
The game somehow involve the Feywild?
Yes, it will take place there. It seems, though, that there was a bit of a contractual fealty issue in your previous instance in the Feywilds. It seems that when Oberon promised his support to you, it did not take into consideration of the fact that he does have to work in authorization under the current ruling seasonal queen. And so she and her sister have been unwilling to lend out his services, despite his prior claims. So they have been convinced by their knights to provide that authorization as long as you're willing to entertain them.
That does check for Mob and Titania, so... Oh, goodness.
So this doesn't
Question.
sound at all sketchy to you?
Well, everything has a price in the Feywild, and often that price can be as simple as doing something embarrassing, or doing a nice little jig, or turning into a potted plant for a bit of time. You know, things you get used to.
Page shudders.
Question. What'll happen if we fail to entertain? I know very unlikely given our colorful cast of characters, but what would happen if Oberon was unable to give the support that he promised?
Well, it just means that in your coming days you will not be able to count upon the Wild Hunt and to assist you in your endeavors.
But whatever Oberon got out of that deal, he'd keep, yeah?
Theoretically, Oberon would still be held to provide you aid at some point, assuming the Queens authorize it at some point. And given your lifespans, who knows when that could happen?
Yeah,
I
that's fair.
don't think that she was a part of this specific deal, if I'm being honest, Shani.
It never hurt to ask.
I understand, and I'm glad you did.
But who knows? After everything is done, the Wild Hunt, or at least King Oberon, should be in attendance for the celebration. So perhaps even our little Jubilee will be there. And I know how you all miss her.
Glance at Euphoria.
I'm assuming there's a long, awkward silence after the "you all miss Jubilee," right?
You really think she'd be there?
Oh, yes, I think it stands to reason. I know the knights will be there, and I will be there, and even my queen will be there.
So this is really for the favor of the entirety of the Feywild as well as the Shadowfell.
Oh, she's mostly attending in spite of her sisters, and they just want to see the fun, and then they know that carrots and sticks are equally as important, and so they felt it would be appropriate to seal the deal at the end of the ceremony by having King Oberon and potentially his knight there as well.
He hasn't exactly been lenient about his knight going off on adventures or even responding to us in the past, so I wouldn't count on it, but we can hope.
Maybe not, but if this is a chance to talk to her, I wouldn't ask you guys to do anything you don't want to do, but I gotta take that opportunity.
If there's a chance, even just a small one, I'd like to take it.
I mean, you had us deal with the awkwardness that was ecstasy, so like I feel like this is like one step less painful, so sure.
Besides, we could use their help.
Well, we taking a trip to the Feywild then?
Is everybody in?
Quick question. I know our first little travel into the Fey realms and all that, or the second one, really fucked with time. Is there any way we can make sure that we come back in like a manner that doesn't ruin the rest of our lives?
Oh, I'm sure it won't.
Okay. All right. I guess that's all we're gonna get.
Sounds very convincing.
Maybe we should inform the others that we'll be departing.
Yeah, we should at least tell Lily.
Well, I'll be waiting here once you're all gathered together. You should definitely go get Malral as well. I know that he'd love to be a part of this, and I know they'd love to see him.
I'm right here.
Oh, hello, Malral. Excellent.
Blends. Sorry, go ahead.
I have been practicing my stealth as he slowly eats a potato chip.
So do you guys go tell people and...
Yep. Just gotta let them know.
Gotta gather them.
We may or may not be gone for a very extended period of time.
Who wants to bring that to Silonia? Because, god damn. Wait, so we're not bringing any of them with us, right?
No, she goes, oh, don't worry, they'll be there as well. Assuming they want to come, of course.
Open invitation.
I'll be sure to tell Cleo and Cryotrixia
Okay.
as well.
We'll tell you that we'll be gone for an unknown period of time.
She's worried about you. Oh, your respective people are all worried about you guys, considering your last experience with the Fae.
We don't have a choice.
There's no deals that could potentially cause problems. Or further problems.
I grab a cold iron dagger from the forge just in case.
Where are we
I
supposed to
welcome
go?
you to try.
There should be no need for violence, but is everybody ready?
I think as
well
we'll ever be.
be.
Yeah.
All right, time to play! And with that, you all have a bright white light that appears across all of your visions as you materialize in a generic fantasy kingdom, and you see almost like in front of your vision, like your paralyzed motions, as you see a big screen appear over you, and you see Ikashi in his true winged catboy form, flying in front of an audience full of various Fey creatures. As he goes, and welcome everyone to another exciting session of Fey and Friends presents Royals and Romance. And with that, you all get to slowly look down at yourselves and see that your forms have altered. And with that, it zooms in on each one of you, and a bar appears beneath your faces. And you see first, there is the twinkishly masculine form of the Archmage the Archmage Claudius, as he looks up from a pile of books and has to readjust his glasses as his white hair hangs down and his golden yellow eyes. Yulia, that is the kind of form you see, as you're wearing a mage's robe, and it says the Archmage of Phaetasia, the kingdom. And you kind of look up, and there's some stats next to you talking about your height and weight, which is rather awkward for you. Before it also mentions that you are a bookish nerd with a heart of gold who's recently discovered their confidence. Who's to know what lucky person will win their hand and get a chance to attend the great royal ball tonight with them. Next up, we've got underneath our very own, formerly known as Cess, we see the name Silico, and it says that it is the rakish twin brother of Claudius, who is considered a bit of a ne'er-do-well and a vagrant. However, they have a heart of gold, and while they might be rough and tumble, they're always willing to stand up for their friends and companions. And while they might be a bit rough on the outside, they've got a soft spot on the inside. They just need some lucky lady to unlock. And then next to them, we've got Lord Eustace, the royal bodyguard to King Leonidas of Phaetasia, who is a tall, devilishly handsome tiefling who talks about how, while he maintains this business-like attitude, on his inside he is desperately waiting for somebody that can be able to round off his edges and give him a second chance at love, as he desperately hopes the best for all of his kids. Maybe there just needs to be a lucky woman with a big enough heart to accept him and all of his family. Next up, we've got Lord Ferris, the royal hunter to Phaetasia, who has recently gone about a bit of a rough change to unlocking their softer, more gentle side. However, on the it's tough for them to give up on their past as a bit of a warrior of darkness and the shadows, but they serve the kingdom well and will do anything for those they care about. And then finally, we've got Countess Matilda, the royal armorer of Phaetasia, who her beautiful form may be a little bit burned on the edges, let's say a little bit singed, but she's got a spicy personality, and her hot tongue is always willing to send out things that are needed to give a few laughs here and there, but also soothe the soul, as well as her hands soothe piping hot iron into tools of war and defense. And with that, our cast is here, ready to face the trials and travails ahead of them in order to earn our fair queen's favor. In order to do this, they will have to secure their companions as a romantic interest to accompany them on a date tonight to the Phaetasia Ball. A failure to do such will forfeit their souls to our fair queens, but we have faith that they'll make this interesting. I hope everyone is excited! And you hear the audience clap.
I can't believe this has got greenlit for a reboot season.
Wait, did they say souls?
Yes, it's...
Why is my voice different? Why do all of you look different? What's going on?
Oh,
What in
God.
the fey fuckery is going on?
I look basically the same, but... Listen. So this is for entertainment. They like to make us romance each other. Like, watch the mortals romance so that way they can reproduce it in their own fey-like way. It's...
Why do I suddenly think that puns are dumb and the urge to watch soap operas?
You're still yourself, I promise, but...
Yes, but some of us aren't as romantically inclined as everyone else. What if we can't pull it off?
Well, I mean, Paige, we went to like school prom with like friends. Friend dates are a thing. You can dance with friends. You can go out with friends. It doesn't have to be romantically inclined.
Oh, but this one is. You have to use your knowledge of your companions to secure their loyalty and to secure their interest in you for one night and one night only. Otherwise, they'll be here forever for our entertainment.
Yeah, but like friends do that too. I mean, like we don't have to make out with them too, right?
Oh, that's up to you, of course. I'm sure our audience would appreciate it.
Kamar's tail goes in between their legs.
They do like it when you get as feisty as possible, if I could lend a bit of advice.
How fast do we talk?
Don't get into this, Eustace.
But don't worry, this won't be strictly smooth sailing for you. I've been informed that there will be some spicy factors added to complicate things and to really test your capabilities.
Okay.
Apparently this isn't spicy enough.
Gender is only a construct, so...
I mean, you say that, but whatever agenda I've got makes walking feel weird, okay?
No matter which way it goes for me, I know what you mean. Anyways, continue.
Do we know where they are? I mean, like, I have like a school. I mean, we're all adults, but there's like a magic school or whatever, and a schedule of people. I don't know what. Do we know where everyone is? Because they're not with us.
Oh, that's a part of the fun. You'll have to figure out which ones are your companions and use your knowledge appropriately.
Oh my god! The dating's so fake. Oh no!
What
oh
does
no!
check messages do, DM? What does
No,
settings
no!
do, DM?
I don't know. You gotta talk to people first.
Kamar with their ears down is like, it was nice knowing you guys,
Listen.
but I'm gonna try.
Oh, come on now. After all the books you've read, I'm sure you can, whip up some sort of foofy romance crap.
I mean,
I guess you're right. If I just just like my books. Okay, I can
If
do that.
if what they want is for us to play, then the lines in the book could be the best way to their heart.
This is weird.
this is so weird.
Let's see. What do we know about our friends? Is there a workshop in this school?
Without further ado, enjoy your kingdom. We'll be watching you closely. And with that, you guys materialize back into reality. The screens fade, and you are in the most painted on artificial fantasy kingdom you've ever seen. Reality has become two-dimensional to you.
Malval tries to open up one of the lockers only to see that it's just a sticker.
And it is an enormous castle.
Yeah. You mean one of the armor stands, and there's
There
no
you
one
go.
in those. So do we look together as a group? Would it be better for us to split up and cover more ground? I mean, I've never even been in a castle before.
If we need to find pairings, it'd be kind of hard to do that as a group.
Overbearing too. I think we
Oh,
go on this
absolutely.
alone.
Yeah,
Alright.
that might be the best bet.
Should we agree to meet back here if we don't find anything?
Yeah, I mean, worst case, even if we find somebody to mess up, we could just, pass the baton to someone who is more inclined to do this sort of thing.
Is it
Or-
cheating if people try to date each other here in this group?
It's all acting. None of this is serious. None of this will come back as awkwardness to deal with back home. All right, let's just agree on that right now.
Yeah. It's just
Agreed.
part of the job, ain't it?
Remind me never to agree with anything Feywild again.
I feel like we keep saying that.
And yet it keeps happening. It's interesting how the Fae work. Keep agreeing to what I say. Let's fan out.
All right.
Right, we should agree on a time though. Maybe 1 hour, and then meet back here.
Yeah. Whatever an hour means here.
There are clocks. There are like fantasy, really like highly pink eye hurting clocks. Yeah.
As you say that, you see a clock materialize next to your head that says 12 o'clock. And then there's also a timer next to it for 5 hours from now that is counting down.
Right. Let's get moving then.
See you later.
Splitskies.
Good luck, everyone.
Why do I feel heavier?
Booba bouncing intensifies as Malral is currently the only Booba enhanced member of this team. But yeah, so I'm gonna go one by one here to get a feel of asking people where they're going and stuff, and we'll deal with things from there. So first up, we've got our dear Seth. Seth, where do you want to go? You're in a castle.
Oh, I'm first. Oh boy.
You don't have to be first if you don't want to be. I just picked you because you're the
No,
farthest
we-
left on my screen.
We ball. I am going to the cafeteria, and I am going to start working on each of our companions, like preferential meals, to see if that'll get them out of like maybe they'll smell and they'll come to the cafeteria, and I'll just start cooking, and I'll start with the grilled cheese.
Despite what Balrog said, this isn't actually a school. It is a castle.
Yeah, it is a castle, but castles have kitchens in them, don't they?
Yeah, if you want to go to the kitchen.
Yeah, sorry, did I say cafeteria? I'm sorry, I'm slipping up.
Yeah. All right, so
But
you're
yeah,
gonna
I was
go to
right.
the
Just
kitchen.
so used to school being the basic background for every dating sim.
Yeah. So you're going to the kitchen. What about you? What about you, Paige?
So they are going to, because of the novels that they read, they're gonna try to find some bedrooms.
Okay.
See if they can, yeah.
Okay.
Good lord.
Hey
yo!
yo.
Skipping straight to step 15.
Next up, we've got Ilya. Where do you want to go?
I would love to go to the throne room.
The throne room. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, we got Euphoria.
I mean, are we really surprised? I'm going to the training grounds.
Okay. And then Malral.
Going to look for anything familiar, whether it be a workshop, a smithy, a cobbler, anything.
Okay.
Anything where there's crafting.
Okay. First up, we were gonna do our dearly beloved Euphoria. Euphoria, as you go to the training grounds, you see before you a line of soldiers all practicing with swords and spears, just kind of sparring, and you see the towering figure of a very annoyed looking hobgoblin woman who is standing with her arms crossed across her chest, and she is barking orders to them as she is then holding out a spear that she picks up from nearby and will like literally correct people with it.
I'm so happy I chose correctly. All right. I'm going to step forward and watch a little bit as well, but kind of scooch closer to the hobgoblin woman. And as I get closer to her, do I see like recognizable markings on her?
Yeah, she's covered in tattoos. That, despite the picture that I found randomly online, they are the gold kind of tattoos that Kai Shen has, and she's got many scars and everything.
All right. So looks like our dear companions are gender bent as well. But going to sort of cross my arms and uh you know stand in close proximity to her, just like, you need someone to show them a thing or two?
She kind of side eyes you and goes, "Oh, Lord Eustace. Surprised you came out here. You usually don't bother with these kind of events."
I don't. I mean, no, of course I don't.
Oh, that's something I don't do? Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, totally. Well, it doesn't hurt every once in a while see how the men are shaping up. By the looks of things, it's far from shipshape.
I'm doing my best to ensure that they're on peak performance for tonight for the king. I know that you're always concerned about his welfare given your role, but unfortunately we will have to be tasked with the guarding of the entire party, so I need to ensure that my soldiers are capable. And I said, put your sword up! As she then like smacks one of the guy's hands to like fling his sword in the air as he was trying to defend himself from one of the other soldiers.
You know what I think? I think you work too hard.
And she
When's the
looks at
last
you.
time you took a break?
And goes, I don't need breaks. This is my job.
Well, not for too long. Might slip up.
Umbra deals with the shadows. I deal with the day-to-day palace security. We're not all just singularly defending the royal family in its singularity. I have to ensure the grounds are thoroughly kept and secure. This is a tireless job.
Hmm. Why don't you take a moment, though? I insist. Take a turn with me.
I hope you're not wasting my time, Lord Eustace.
I'd never dream of it.
She points at one of the soldiers and go, You lift your sword up higher, defend against these blows, but when I get back, I will personally ensure that you learn how to properly carry your sword through intensive training. And all of the soldiers just kind of shrink away at once as she turns to you. Yes, keep it brief, Lord Eustace. Some of us have jobs.
I'd hate to have that anger turned on me. You certainly have a way with words.
She shrugs and goes, I find being direct to be the most effective way to interact with people.
You're not wrong. Though, sometimes, sometimes, can't hurt to be a little soft.
What kind of idiocy are you talking about, being soft?
Well, you keep a hard edge, no one wants to get close.
She scoffs and kind of turns her head to the side and goes, Why would I want anybody to get close? I'm a professional.
So am I. And you know what? Those professional years have proven to be mighty lonely.
Uh, Looks at you and goes, What are you alluding to, Lord Eustace? Sounds like idiocy to me.
You never had anyone you cared about?
Of course I did. You should know that I lost them. That is why I'm trying to be so vigilant here. I don't want anybody else to die like they did. She looks very perturbed right now. You see a negative mark appear next to you.
No! The Sims negative emote. You know I mean better than that. It's just. This isn't how they'd want you to carry on, is it? Shutting yourself away from everybody?
What they want
Surely
me
you've
to
got time
be.
for some people.
It's the only way I can keep them safe. This is what they want me to be. Somebody who keeps them safe. Because if I don't, then nobody else will.
I will. If you can't, I will.
She narrows her eyes at you. Are you saying I can't?
I'd be shocked if you can't. But it never hurts to have someone who's got your back. I'll always have yours, even if you don't like it.
Where is all this coming from? Why do you suddenly care?
What if I told you I always did? That prickly demeanor of yours makes it a little difficult to tell you, though.
You're an idiot if you think that. She kind of turns her head to the side, blushing.
Yay, we got the plus mark now. Maybe. But I don't think you're too mad at this idiot.
Well, if that is what you want, then you should go prove yourself. Go train with my men. Maybe I'll believe in you more if I can see that you're actually not just a bloated shirt pretending to be a warrior.
Just cracks a cocky smile. Yes, ma'am. Gives her a little wink and heads back to the trading grounds.
Shakes her head as she smacks him on the back of his head and goes, "You're an idiot!" As she walks away. All right. As that is happening, next up, we have our very own Paige. As you go up to the bedrooms, bow chicka bow wow.
He's just like talking like just like my novels, just like my novels, just like my novels.
As you go up to the bedrooms, you see that there is, you hear singing coming from one of the bedrooms.
Ears kind of twitch in that direction and heads over to it. Oh, peek inside if the door is open?
It's closed, but it's not locked.
Oh, okay.
But you can hear a very, very beautiful, feminine singing coming from within.
He'll knock up against it a few times before kind of cracking it open.
There's no answer at first. As you crack it open, you see standing on the balcony of a nice, lavish bedroom is, one second. I have to figure out which order these are in. Okay. You see a blue harpy who is singing in the sunlight, and she turns to look at you as the light shines on her as she stops singing, and she gives you a big, silly smile.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to intrude. I just heard a voice and I had to follow it.
Oh, it's okay, Claudius. That's fine. You like good music, so happy to have you.
It was really beautiful. You didn't have to stop if you wanted to keep going.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I could totally keep singing. You could stay or not. It's whatever.
Do you mind if I stay?
Yeah, sure. I don't care. Whatever. People will always come to see Flutter. Because Flutter is like incredible.
I agree. They'll kind of step into the room and kind of close the door behind them as they meet him on the balcony.
Okay. And with that, Flutter will continue to sing. And it's all very beautiful. It definitely, gives you a nice sense of relaxation as you feel the words literally like penetrate into your body and just kind of release the tension in your muscles and everything. The anxiety of being dragged into the feywilds for this dating sim begins to disappear as you listen to her sing.
That is incredible. I mean, I always knew you were so talented, but it's almost magical.
Oh my gosh, you're such a flatterer, Claudia. Jeez.
Uh,
You see a little plus
I mean,
there next to you.
I'm only being honest. I I mean, I'm no good at singing myself, but maybe if you teach me, I'd like to sing a song for you.
That's like ridiculous. You'd be terrible.
You're right. You're right. That's yours gotta go back a little bit.
Like Flutter's a really good like judge of singing, and Flutter can confirms that like you're kind of a nerd. You don't really have it in you, but she appreciates it.
Yeah, maybe that's not my expertise. But maybe writing one.
Oh, you think you could like? I never learned how to like write music. I just like sing from the soul. I like. I'm waiting for. I was promised we're gonna do this big performance in the neighboring kingdom. So we gotta head out tonight for it. So I'm really excited. This could be like the next big step. I'm already the royal musician here. Imagine what I could do in other places. I could be like like grand royal musician to like everywhere. Yeah.
That's great. I wish you nothing for the best, of course. I mean, it would be ridiculous of them not to love you. Sad I couldn't really come to see it though.
Oh, it's okay. You want to come over? That's fine. You can. We're gonna leave, so it's whatever. I'm always happy to have another person in the audience, and like you clearly have good taste, so that's already something in your favor.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I want to be there to support you. Yeah.
Awesome. I just assumed you had to go to whatever party was happening tonight, but if you don't, I'm happy to take you along.
Um, well, I mean, I think this is might be a little bit more important
Oh, cool.
to spend time with you.
Oh my gosh, you want to spend time with me? I'm not like, I'm kind of surprised. I figured I wasn't like your type because you're like a nerd and you seem like really like insecure and like, I thought you just think I was like a big dum dum.
Uh, no, I don't think like that at all. It's just hard to, you know, say how I feel sometimes being a nerd and all. Their ears twitch.
She giggles. It's quite melodic.
Well, I'm glad at least I was able to get the pre-performance. It feels really special.
Well, this is like really important to me. I've like always wanted to be like this big performer in the world, like Flutter grew up with like nothing, and having the ability to be like the best like around is like huge, and it never seemed like it was ever going to happen for Flutter, but Flutter's been told that this is going to be like a thing now, and Rosa, Lord Rosa's informed like that, we just gotta go tonight. Like, said we gotta leave town tonight because otherwise we'll never arrive in time.
Well, I want to be there to support you. I want to be your number one fan. I would hate for you to go though, but if if that's what you if I mean it's your dream, you should go. I just hope that maybe you'll think about me.
She kind of like thinks for a second and goes, I just do what Lord Rosso tells me to. He like knows what to do. I don't know anything about like marketing or anything. Like, I just sing, and so he understands like all that other stuff that's supposed to work. Isn't that right, Lord Rosso? And as she says that, you turn behind you and you see a tall, beautiful man with flowing red hair and bright green eyes who gives you a big smile, Claudius. And despite your best efforts, you have this very unique feeling that you were looking at somebody who is very much a predator. And you felt it before. Yes, indeed, my little Flutter. Now, I wouldn't let the Archmage bother you. I'm sure they have plenty of things they need to do tonight. I'm sure that you are going to enjoy the event quite thoroughly. However, I will assure you that Miss Flutter will be properly taken care of, and will unfortunately not be able to attend it with you.
Kind of looks over at Flutter and back. Well, we were actually having a bit of a private conversation. Flutter, do you mind if we speak in the other room?
She bounces over and kind of stands next to him, and he extends out a hand and just kind of tussles with her hair and stuff as she gives a big silly smile and stuff. He goes, like, what are you talking about? This is anything that you have to say to Flutter, you can say to Lord Rosso. Lord Rosso has the like proper idea for Flutter. Yes, you don't have to worry about thinking at all, my little dear. I'm going to do everything I can to make you famous all across the world. Nobody will be able to hold you down.
Well, I'm sure she wants to. I mean, this is your home, Flutter, isn't it? You want to try to get famous here. And I mean, I can help you do that. I may not have a lot of experience in marketing, but I have everything else at my disposal.
She's about to say something before Lord Rosso just immediately chimes in and goes, "Now, my dear Archmage Claudius, I'm sure that you have plenty of courtly matters to attend to. I have to speak to my future star, and I believe that your needs will be addressed elsewhere."
But I don't know about that. He kind of clenches his fist. I care for Flutter. I don't think you have her best intentions in mind.
What are you talking about? I can 100% guarantee her happiness, her success. She'll travel the world. She'll be famous. She won't be trapped here with this simple kingdom holding her down, restraining her capabilities.
That's not true. This kingdom has so much to offer you, Flutter. You can be big here. You can do whatever you want, and you don't have to go away to do it. People care about you and love you right where you are. Is this really what you want? To go off with them?
She looks a little doubtful for a moment, but then Lord Rosso, puts a finger under her chin and lifts her face to look at him and gives her that big smile and goes, "Don't worry, Flutter, I've always appreciated you, and you won't have to be constrained by such peasant things. You can be truly famous, you can be truly free, and I know the wonders of the world that I can show you. But please, follow me, my dear. I'm sure the Archmage has other things to attend to." As he kind of puts an arm around her shoulder and starts leading her out of the room.
He like puffs up a little. He's like, just like my novels, just like my novels, and he'll run over and like snatch him by the front of his collar.
Are you gonna let? As you're grabbing him, he kind of looks at you, surprised and more than a little amused.
You don't want what's best for her. You're only looking out for yourself. I care about her. And I don't want to see her getting hurt because of you.
I'm not going to hurt her, Claudius. If anything, I'm going to give her a life of eternal happiness.
Why don't you let her decide then?
That is what you want, isn't it, Flutter? Don't you want to be happy? Don't you want to be famous? Don't you want everybody to appreciate you? Flutter kind of looks a little confused, and she goes, "Well, yeah, like that is what Flutter wants." See?
But this isn't the way to go about it. Tell me, do you really think that he can give you everything you want?
Kind of looks a little bashful, goes, "Like, he says he can, and, like, I don't know anything. If somebody doesn't tell me, like, I have no way of knowing. I'm just, all I am is a good, like, singer. That's all that Flutter can do. That's all that people want from Flutter."
No, that's not true at all. You're so much more than your voice. Your personality, the way you make people happy, the way you make me happy. It's not just your voice, it's not just your singing. You have so much more to offer than just being a sound.
Flutter knows that everybody gets embarrassed by Flutter. They all think Flutter is too much and that they can't deal with Flutter because Flutter is just that silly like girl that just wants to have fun, and that's all she'll like ever be. So why should she pretend to do anything differently, right?
Oh, that's not true at all. He'd kind of let go for a moment and reach for her hand. I know I've been stuck having my nose stuck in the books for so long, and I haven't been able to tell you, but I do. I really do care for you more than, you know, j- I like that you're goofy and silly. But I know there's more to you than that. And I want to be able to show you that.
Her eyes get extra big for a moment as she looks at you and goes, "You've always been, like, weirded out by Flutter. Flutter knows that. Flutter knows that's why you don't like to talk to Flutter. And you like to talk to other people, like the princess, or even, like, the captain of the guards or whatever. You really don't care about Flutter. You just think Flutter's ridiculous. Flutter knows this." And kind of pulls back from you.
It's not because of that. It's just because you're so bright and optimistic all the time, and I'm not. In a lot of the ways I'm opposite of you. And maybe that's why I felt a little intimidated. But I'm honestly jealous. I wish I could be more like you. And I'm sorry if I've made you upset or think that I don't care about you. Because I do. I do. And I want to be able to show you that. I don't want to hide anymore.
Flutter looks at you with her big blue eyes, and you see her start to tear up as she just pulls away and runs away, and then starts flying away once she gets a few feet away, and just leaps off and starts flying away crying. And Lord Rosso will look at you and go, "That was surprisingly more authentic than I thought it would be from you."
Kenna shoots him a glare. Yeah, well, I'm learning a lot of new things recently.
He'll just lean down to you, and as he's closer to you, you get the smell. It smells like copper and iron, and he gives you a big smile and goes, "Oh, you are weakly placed for this, my little Claudius. It's funny how hard you're trying to make up now for your derelictions in the past. I'm sure that simple pleasures will be enough to appease her."
Give like one little nod before turning on his heel and trying to run after her.
All right. With that, we will bounce over to our very own Ferris going to the throne room. Ferris, as you go to the throne room, you see that there is currently there are various personnel here that appear to be setting up things for the event later tonight. There does not appear to be a king or anybody present currently.
Hmm.
Do you wish to do or say anything while you're in this room?
We don't know the names of the companions in this world, right?
Nope.
That's what I thought. Hmm.
That's a part of the game.
I know. I was just trying to think of ways that I could potentially get information.
Yep.
I think I would kind of walk up to whichever servant looks like they're barking the most orders and say, "Excuse me, but have you seen the princess? I was hoping to speak with them very briefly."
Um, the servant kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, you know that Princess Cora is working on her silly little experiments before she'll be, preoccupied with going to the next kingdom over for her engagement party."
Mm, of course, of course. So, in her little private laboratory, do you think she would mind if I stopped by for a quick chat?
Kara looks over. She goes, "She hates to be disturbed. I would assume you'd be aware of that, my dear Baron and
Hmm.
Paris."
No, no, of course. It's just considering her hobbies, I just had this idea that I would love to run by her. And, well, friendship be damned. I think it's worth a try.
So be it. If you wish to waste your time, she will be departing shortly once her father brings her to the coach to take her to the neighboring kingdom. There will be a handsome prince there, then she will no longer have to, work on these silly little projects.
Ferris's eyes just widen at the mention of father, and just all the better then. And I assume I know where this is.
He will just tell you. At a
Okay,
location
okay, okay.
appears on your mini map.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll open my mini map, looking down at my wrist, and then move on to their location. Fast travel, even.
All right. Matilda, my dear Malral, as you go to the magical workshop area, you hear a series of explosions coming from one of the closed doors.
We'll quickly rush around the corner to see what the heck that was. Also, what was I described as again?
You're the royal
when the game
armorer.
first started? The royal armor. Okay.
And you make silly comments as well as also boost people's spirits. That was basically it.
Okay.
So yeah, and you see some multicolored smoke coming from out under one of the doors.
We'll quickly open it up.
Okay, as you look in, you see before you there is a dark-haired human woman with bright green eyes who's currently coughing, as the room has a bit of a blast radius in it currently, as a small like a small doll walks next to her and starts brushing off some soot on her, as she turns to look at you.
By the gods, what you try and do in here? Set off another one of your fireworks?
Oh, it's quite simple.
Comes over.
Just trying to she's blowing the smoke away. I was just trying to get some last minute work done before I have to leave.
You look filthy. Come here. We can't have you looking like that. Almost stomps over and takes out like a cloth they may have on their person, licks it and just starts like rubbing their cheeks from the soot getting off.
As you're like, get off of me, Matilda! This is hardly the decorum that you should be showing towards your princess.
Well, the princess can't go around looking like a complete mess. As she finishes cleaning off a cheek. There we go. There's that cute face of yours.
Well, thank you, Matilda. It wasn't needed. Thank you. Was there something you wanted? This doesn't have anything to do with any crafting. I've just been experimenting on a few fluids.
Well, I was coming around to hope I could get some new powder for the workshop when suddenly I heard an explosion go off, and now I'm here. What even are you working on?
She goes, oh, it's just some silly little thing I've been doing, trying to figure out a way to be able to make the dolls talk. But it so far has proven unsuccessful. It is what it is. I figured this is one of my last chances to do it, so I was hoping I could succeed.
Let me see. What? Don't think I can help?
Well, it's hardly within your wheelhouse. It doesn't involve swinging a hammer or anything. This is complicated alchemy.
Well, I have a lot of skills at my disposal. Who knows what I'll be able to teach you?
Fine, what you here, look at it. She gestures to a bunch of beakers and things.
Are you going to give me a demonstration, or are you just going to point at a bunch of bottles?
Oh, I didn't realize I was also going to have to teach you how to do the thing that you were supposedly capable of doing.
Oh, walk me through it. It's part of the process.
I did not imagine I'd be spending my last hours in this kingdom today doing this. All right, these are the different alchemical cautions we have. There's quicksilver, this over here is brimstone, this over here is hemlock, etc. The key is we're trying to unlock the proper alchemical combination that will interact with the very fabric of potentially construction's artificial sentience unto itself, therefore giving it some kind of cobbled-together communicative system. But so far, the formulas just aren't working out.
Can I see what you've done so far?
She gestures to the exploded room.
Yes, I see that. So if you only tried the one, maybe I can help with the other.
All right, well, you can feel free to mix them however you want.
Well, I am definitely a craftsperson. I'm not the most intelligent. I don't have that same big brain that you have. But I do know I can take an explosion to the face a bit better than our little princess, so perhaps walk me through it and I'll be sure to take the blow next time if we mess up.
Fine, fine, fine. All right, here you've mixed this. We have to figure out the right proportions. You mix 1/3 of this, there's 1/4 of that, and while I tried to do half of this last time, I think that perhaps is too much and we should scale it back to 1/3 of this. And then it's the problem of figuring out the appropriate catalyst. And she looks at a clock on the wall and goes, "Oh no, I'm sorry, Matilda. I'm going to have to get ready soon."
Get ready for what?
To leave. Father is very insistent. I have to go.
That old stuffy. I still think he doesn't let you have enough fun around the castle.
It's my duty. I have to obey him. He's my father.
Well, sometimes a father puts too much duty on his children. You're still young. You should be able to, lay back, have some fun.
That's not something I'm allowed, really. My duty as a princess. I have to further the goals of the kingdom, whatever those may be. And Father says that I have to leave so we can attend this engagement and fortify the alliance between our kingdoms, and that's what I have to do.
I'm sure the kingdom will be fine for one day of fun. You know what? Why don't you and I just play a little hooky? It doesn't have to be for long. A delay won't worry anything, but you and I can just go off, maybe have a bit of fun in the gardens, or climb around and look for something fun to do.
I can't do that. I, this is an important day for my father. I have to.
Where's your want for adventure? Come on. It'll be fun.
Everything in life has to come to the good of my kingdom. I have to fill my role. It's it's my whole purpose in existence.
Your duty can't replace your purpose in life. You're still you. You still need to have fun. You still need to be able to be yourself. Otherwise, you'll lose yourself in what you are in your duty and you won't be able to do anything.
Matilda, you
It's
gotta
better for the kingdom if you're able to understand who you are and what you want. If anything, this benefits the kingdom.
I don't see how it could possibly benefit the kingdom.
Well, maybe if you go out and have a bit of a fun time with me, you will.
Matilda, you don't understand. You're not you haven't been born into this. The only reason I exist is to further the interests of the kingdom.
That's the kind of talk I can't get behind. You're still your own person. Listen, Cora, you're not just a princess. You're you. You're the little genius that made, well, all of this. Gestures to the lab around them.
The exploded labyrinth.
Granted, it could use some work, but still.
My supposed genius has never done anything good. Its father's
Well.
always said it's a waste of time.
Well, then he doesn't know what he's talking about. You've given me plenty of things that helped me work in my own workshop. And look at that little guy next to you right there. You think he doesn't appreciate you?
He's programmed to. I created him to do that. Just like my father created me.
It's different from that, Cora. Just because he created you doesn't mean you can't be yourself. Come on, just goes ahead and takes her by the hand and holds it up to holds it up in both her hands. Don't you want to just go out and be yourself for a change? Indulge a little. Be happy.
She looks like she's about to do it for a second. And then she
That's
kind
their
of
eyelashes. Please?
she pulls her hands back and goes, "No, Matilda, you're allowed to be happy. When you choose to be frivolous, it's simply a silly outing of a countess. When I choose to be frivolous, it means war. It means the deaths of my own people, the people of this kingdom. I can't take that kind of chance. I have to do what's best for everyone else. It's too
What's-
dangerous otherwise."
How can you speak for the people if you've never been among them? If you've never been one?
It's not my role to speak for the people. It's my role to serve, to just be able to perpetuate the alliances, to be able to keep the kingdom going. I'm
How
not
better to
something for people to
serve?
rally behind.
How better to serve than to learn amongst them? Learn how they are. Be amongst them.
They wouldn't understand me anyway, and I wouldn't understand them. I I don't exist like that. I don't understand how people work.
Well, maybe I can teach you.
You hear a deep booming voice from behind you, Malrel, as you turn to see a tall figure with flowing white hair and a long white beard with bright blue eyes looking down at you with a crown. Oh, are you talking to my dear little princess, Countess Matilda?
Perhaps. Are you trying to breathe down my neck, or are you trying to get a look at my cleavage?
He glares at you and goes, You don't seem to know your place, Countess. I am the king here. And when I want to see my daughter and ensure she is preparing for the things I have prepared for her for this evening, I think I am well within my rights.
You're too stuffy. And just kind of like almost waves him off. I swear, you treat her more like a machine than an actual daughter.
And he will walk over and put his arm around her and go, But she is my daughter. And what I say, she does.
No, she may be your daughter, but she's still her own person. The blacksmith may make the armor, but that does not mean the blacksmith has control over who that armor goes to.
You seem to be confusing your lot in life with hers. She exists for my aims, for my kingdom, to ensure the continued safety of my people.
You can't just use her as a tool. She's still a person.
She is a princess. This is what she was made for. She would not exist if I did not need her to do this one simple thing for me. Had I been capable of doing it myself, I would have.
You made her, but it's still up to her whether she wants to do what you want or not. It's her life, her choice. Get it through that gilded brain of yours that you are not in control. You, as we have just discussed, are a servant of the people. And she is currently one of those people.
He grabs her by the cheek and just kind of holds her head in one hand as he looks at you and goes, She is mine. This is my kingdom. And she will do what she is told to by me, just as they will do what I am telling them to do now. Guards! I think our dear Countess needs time to think about her place and actions. And you see a pair of guards appear behind you, Matilda.
You're still a tyrant, and you've always been a tyrant.
I will always do what I feel is necessary with my tools.
They are not a tool. You're nothing but a rich pervert doing whatever the hell he wants with whatever he wants. And that cannot go on.
And with that, the guards will begin trying to take you away. Do you go willingly?
I'm going to quickly elbow the king, pick up the princess, Cora, and goes like, well, guess it's my tool now. Bye. And just start running.
You can elbow the king, but you will get tackled to the ground at that point. That is unfortunately not something you will be able to get away with so quickly. So they will place you under arrest, Malral.
Okay.
And you will be taken to the dungeon temporarily. With that, we will pop over to Cess. Cess, you get to the kitchen. The one of the chefs looks up at you and goes, "Oh, hello. Are you here to steal more pie?" I don't know.
Sif,
Sif is here. Or
you're,
perhaps
you're muted.
Whoops-a-daisy.
classic muted Sif.
Ha. First off, even though I mooch off my brother to stay here, I can make anything better than you guys can make down here. I just came down here to borrow the space, so if you wouldn't mind just moving out.
Yes. Yes, my lord, we will do such. Please clean up after yourself this time.
I will. I know y'all got a big party tonight to cater for or whatever, so just, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it this time.
And the chef will walk off.
Okay, what am I working with here? What's in the Royal Kingdom's pantry? And says I'll just start digging around and start making food. And as she cooks each individual dish, she will, totally not totally not plan to catch somebody. Just leave them near the windowsill so the smell can waft out Looney Tune style.
Okay. And is there anything else you want to do aside from making the meals?
I mean, what else can I do in the kitchen? I'm trying to
I
think
don't
off the top of my head.
know.
I'm assuming the kitchen also has a table inside for the chefs to eat their own lunches
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll set up a table with 2 chairs. I'm assuming 6 people won't smell food and just rush in, right? So yeah, set up a nice little table and food out, and let the smells waft around. And I'll also clean up. I made a promise. I might be the rakish bad boy of the group, but I got a heart of gold.
Okay. You continue cooking. Since you've cooked all these things before, the principles are the same, basically.
Do they come out like a children's bake meal because it's the Feywilds show? Are they all bright pastel pink and
Yes,
just
they are cartoonishly anime in how they're presented. You do notice the flavor is off on nearly everything you make. They all kind of taste very very shallow. These are people who have no idea what these things are actually supposed to taste like. They just know what they look like.
These fuckers could do the research on what specific trauma triggers we need, but they couldn't do the research on how fucking cheese tastes.
They're the Fae!
Anyways, I know one person we're never going to be able to find, so they'll have to come see us as a Silica, puts down grilled cheese and cream tomato soup on the table and lets that waft out through the open windows of the kitchen.
Okay. As you finish that cooking, is there anything else you wish to do during this period?
I will do my best to look away from physically look like I'm looking away from the food, not paying attention, but I am so paying attention.
Okay. With that in mind, we have the everybody's screens. You get a one circle appears with an X through it, and there are 2 more circles that appear next to it. So you get to enter round 2 of your attempts.
Wait.
Matilda, you get to start off in the dungeon, super conveniently.
Yay!
So you will be in the dungeon. And then I'm going to go down the line of what people wish to do with their second round. So first up, we got Euphoria.
So where we left off, it sounded like we were heading back to the training grounds.
Yeah.
So we will do that. However, I'm gonna yeah, I'm probably gonna, flex my muscles and stuff.
Okay. You're going to continue with Zhongli in the training grounds.
Yeah.
So then we go over to Ilya. Are you heading to the labs?
I imagine while on my way there, I probably heard the commotion.
Yes, as you approach, you will see Matilda being dragged away by the guards.
Well, that's not very good. Me trying to think about where to find a Sharon equivalent.
Good question. What do you know?
Is
about Sharon?
there? Yeah.
Where would a
Is
spy
there
master
there
be
a
in
church or a chapel of some variety?
There is a church or chapel, like on castle grounds.
Then I will try and go there.
Okay. Paige?
They are trying to locate Flutter wherever she ran off to.
Okay.
So I assume, yeah, she left outside, so maybe like through the garden areas.
Okay. And finally, Sess, what do you wish to do? Do you wish to stay in the kitchen, or do you wish to go to another location?
Well, they're not here. Why am I looking for the hottest one? They'll just show up when they want to show up, right? So it says we'll pack things up into a nice little picnic basket and begin wandering the castle grounds, like the outside, to see if you can see. Excuse me, to see if Silica can catch anybody on the outside. So I'll start wandering the castle grounds, preferably to the shade,
Okay.
with a picnic basket.
Okay. So with that, we will start off with our very own the chapel. So our chapel area. You head to a chapel, and this looks to be the most non-denominational chapel you've ever seen in your life.
Hell yeah.
This is very much like, this is what a chapel looks like, and you see like vaguely religious things on it, but it's clearly somebody has no idea how this is supposed to work. They just know that it's supposed to look like this.
You know, I should really get signed on to be on the next season because I think I can help them figure out how to make this feel a bit more realistic to the mortals next time.
And as you look inside of it, you do see that there is rumble, 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 a priest, but that is all that is in here.
I will go up to the priest and I will bow my head reverently to them and say, "Good evening, Father."
Oh, good evening, Lord Varys. Always good to see you in the church. How can I be of assistance to you with your faithly matters?
Well, less so about me, but more so, I was wondering if our dear friend has been around very much recently.
Oh, she's been attending matters in her private sanctum in the catacombs dungeon area. She apparently has been dealing with a lot of the security issues leading to tonight. Therefore, she hasn't been able to spend as much time dealing with aggravating her soul of whatever issues she may possess.
It is something that face can help to remedy, but the soul must also be full and willing.
Indeed.
Well, I do appreciate your guidance, and I hope that she is able to return to their duties as soon as they possibly can to help enrich their being. If you would excuse me, I'm going to go and search for them.
Of course, they will assumably come back here to hurt themselves over their next failure, but will always be here to absolve them of their sins.
And while you're absolving them of their sins, please treat them with kindness. They don't give it to themselves, and I know that face sometimes be a bit more harsh than perhaps the gentle touch that they need.
Duly noted, my lord, duly noted.
Bow once more and start to walk off towards the catacombs.
Okay. As you head to the catacombs, we will jump over to our very own Cess. Cess, as you have your picnic basket, you're walking about and you encounter the training grounds as you're going about the outside, and there you see Eustace and Zhongli reapproaching. Zhongli appears to be very, very aggravated. Their face is just all kinds of red.
Huh. I'm going to go over there and see if I can help. I don't know if is being the same color as a tiefling like a compliment. And Silica is going to make his way over.
All right. As Seth heads over, we now enter the three-way AO. So
Hey yo.
They're both like my parents.
So yes, Euphoria and Cess and Kai-Shen will now also be in a conversation with each other because you've now entered each other's zones. So Eustace, you come back with Zhongli behind you, and you see Silico approaching with a picnic basket.
Oh, lunch break already, Silico?
I mean, every break's a lunch break. Every hour's a lunch break. Do we do any actual work here?
Yes,
Like, ever?
some of us do work here.
So, where were you two off to?
This idiot was trying to convince me that he could somehow do something I couldn't.
I mean, isn't that just like a thing with anyone? Like, I can cook, can you cook?
Why would I need to cook? All that matters is that I have food.
So, I mean, you have to have something that, like, helps with your mood and stress, right? Like, I mean, I cook and eat good food because as much as eating a cinder block of sawdust is, like, okay, I would rather eat, like, a nice, tasty, juicy burger, you know? Like, I mean, when you don't just eat nutrition blocks and rations, yeah, I mean, you take advantage of this castle's kitchen too, don't you?
Simple things are enough for me. I have other ways to be able to de-stress from interacting with people who are clearly wasting my time.
Okay, then
I
what
have yet to
simple thing-
convince her to join me on actually a nice dinner.
Well, to me it sounds like, well, I mean, Eustace, you just want to hang out with Zhongli, right?
Sure, among other things.
Yeah, I'm not gonna probe that any further. But uh, I mean, Zhangli, what simple things do you do to relax? Because you need to relax. Sleeping ain't relaxing enough.
It's not important what I do. I know that you sleep enough for the rest of us. I don't even understand why they continue to tolerate you here. All you do is take up space and sap these resources.
Now, I think that's a little unfair.
I mean, hey, she can deflect my question as much as she wants if she's afraid of answering it.
I am not afraid of anything!
Then
She
answer
rages.
it. Come on. That's my gimmick. I rage.
Barbarian cross class.
So, I don't know. I mean, Zhangli, you spend time with people too outside of training, right? You do interact with people, right? Don't tell me you're afraid of that.
I am not afraid of anything!
Okay, Miss has no fear. How about you tackle what seems to be the scariest thing here and just hang out with Eustace?
She throws up her arms and goes, I'm trying to prepare the castle's defenses for tonight!
I mean, there's nothing saying you can't do both. I mean, have you even scouted out the castle at all? Like you said, I'm a lazy fucking parasite, but even I know, like, the best vantage point to get a view on the whole fucking castle is from the fucking art study upstairs. Why don't you two head up there and, map out what potential vantage points are useful, huh?
I've already received initial intelligence from Umbra. I know what are the likely locations to dispatch my guards to for the event tonight.
Great, so your job's half done.
That's not my job! As he's continuing to fume.
You're even prettier when you blush like that.
Okay, well, Umbra, you said, yeah? I actually haven't seen Umbra all day. Do you know where they are?
Probably down in their lair in the dungeons. They don't. You know how they deal with people. They only talk to them when it's necessary. But otherwise, they're doing whatever intelligence things that they do. They do the shadows. I deal with the actual defenses here.
The dungeons. I mean, can anyone go in there? I've been taken down there before, but I've never, like, gone as a guest.
Ugh, why'd you ever want to go down there?
I mean, if Umbra's anything like misread over here, then she's gonna want a snack too, right? Speaking of, and then, like, says, excuse me, Silica. Manly Catman opens up the picnic basket and brings out 2 platters for the 2 of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you two give that a try, and let me know if that's any worse or better than the nutrition blocks you fighting types seem to eat. Now, do I need, like, the princess or somebody to get me into the dungeon, or?
No. I'm sure you've wandered down to the dungeon before. I'm sure you could figure out how to get down there again.
And just one more thing, since you seem to be on top of so many things except your mental health. Um, was anyone like Silica gives Eustace like a wincing, like, scared, cringed look of, like, was anyone taken down to the dungeons recently?
He goes,
Recently.
I don't know. I was talking to this idiot.
Oh, I'm glad to see he can keep your attention. Anyways, I'll head down there and see if Umbra could use a snack or two. And Silica will wave him off and give Eustace the, like, man-to-man wink. I tried to wingman you, bro.
Couple bros.
Gotta help my bro out.
Here's a grilled cheese.
No, don't worry. Silica made everyone's favorite meals with the shallow ingredients inside the pantry, so it'll taste like something's missing. Maybe something is missing.
As you head to the dungeons, Eustace, is there anything else you wish to do with our dear Zhongli?
Basically just, shake his head a little and, just laugh like, well, there's certainly one of us who just doesn't have a care in the world, huh?
Exactly. I can't believe somebody can deal with just having so little purpose in their lives.
You've got enough purpose for all of us. I think he can afford to have as little as he does. Now, I think I promised you a demonstration.
Yes.
What better way to rally your men than to do so yourself? Let's go, you and me.
You want to try and spar with me?
I don't want to try. I will.
Huh. I guess you're trying to say there's more than just bluster in that outfit.
You noticed?
How could I not?
Oh, shucks. I almost thought you cared. Come on, let's go.
Yo.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
All right. As you head over back to the boys, there is like a weapons rack you can grab some weapons from. Zhongli will pick up their spear. You
I
don't have.
imagine.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I'm saying, you don't have to do this. I don't want to have to embarrass you in front of all of my men.
Well, what if I'd rather impress a pretty lady?
Then you're even more of an idiot than I thought you were.
Well, if you hurt me too bad, you can just carry me to the infirmary.
Oh no, I have other men to do that for me. As she readies her spear.
So I imagine we're not actually going to like roll or like fight or anything, but
okay, if you want, I was ready to drop some fucking tokens down and square
oh
up.
shit.
If you want to back
I mean,
up like
let's
a
go, we
bitch.
can.
No, it's fine.
But I just imagine like he's trying but not really, like that kind of classic flirtatious sparring duel with, basically just like dancing around her and making smug faces.
Zhongli is going all out, full on professional audio. He is trying to, hit you with his blunted, spear and stuff as painfully as possible.
Oh.
And he will slap you on the ass with it and stuff too, whenever he gets the chance.
Hey, whoa. Hey now. Some people have to, earn that privilege.
And if you could call an odd or even for me.
Let's say odd.
Even.
No.
Eventually, your tomfoolery will lead to the fact that she is going all out on you, and she will eventually push you to the ground and have her spear at your chin as she stands over you with a very smug smile on her face.
Panting hard, sweat beading off of my face and my conveniently open shirt.
Yeah, she pushes your chin forward with the tip of the spear.
You always were the best.
Finally, you've started saying something that makes sense. I like you better this way.
Sweaty and at your mercy?
I do so enjoy when I have proven myself more than capable to those who've doubted me.
Darling, I never doubted you.
She will tap you on the chin one more time with the spear before she extends out her arm.
Clap it and hoist himself up and give a little, you know, a bit of a attempted smug look as he's like wincing through a couple of bruised ribs, you know. Just so, best 2 out of 3 then.
She actually laughs a bit at that. Goes, you know, I may have misjudged you. You're an idiot. I haven't changed that opinion. But I can at least respect that you're willing to put your idiocy on the line.
Well, we both have our parts to play and our jobs to do, but can't mean we have a little fun in between.
She kind of nods and goes, now, is there a real reason why you're here? Or did you just enjoy having a big, strong woman put you on your back and play with you?
Well, I'll never say no to that, but I just wanted to see you. That's all. Make sure you're not working too hard.
They get much.
Did you have fun?
It goes, I enjoy proving myself. I enjoy victory. I'm doing all of this to keep people like you safe. You realize that, right?
I know. And it's a fine thing to do.
I don't want to be responsible for any more people getting hurt on my watch.
You know, it ain't always just left to you. I meant it when I said I got your back. Whatever it is you think you gotta fight, you've got people that'll fight with you.
It's hard to make sure that others can rise to the occasion. I don't want other people to think that they can do what I do and suffer for it. Not again. Not ever again.
Maybe it's time to help bring people up to your level. So it's not just up to you. No one can ever beat you. I've learned that today.
Well, not again at least. It only takes losing once to make it so you never want to do it ever again.
I know that. But maybe there's more to life than just winning and waiting for something.
It's easy to say that there can be more to life than just winning and waiting. But you still have so much. You still have your children. I don't. And the one time I lost everything, and I don't want to lose. I don't want anybody else to lose anything like I did ever again. And so I stay vigilant, and I ensure that I never can lose Because if I lose, then there is nothing left. And there's no one to stand between you, as she kind of pokes you with her spear, and all of the things that want to do you harm.
You can't bear the responsibility of everybody's well-being on your shoulders. It's impossible. You know that, right? You're setting yourself up to lose by doing that.
It's all I can do. I train people to be better, but I know that it will all come down to me. All of the people in that castle's welfare comes down to me. So many of them are just scared children who've been put into a position that they don't fully understand the stakes of it. They either haven't lost enough or they haven't realized what they still have left to lose.
It ain't just on your shoulders. You can help, but it's not just you. I'm here to help too. And your soldiers, they're capable. Maybe it's if you let them show you. Put a little faith, a little trust in other people. You won't feel like it's you against the world.
She looks at all of her soldiers, and you just see this like there is just so much tension behind her eyes, and like all of her muscles are very strained, and it doesn't seem to be from the fight itself, but rather from whatever she's thinking about as she sees them. I I don't know if they're ready to do this on their own without me to lead them and to guide them during it.
I'm not asking you to quit entirely. I think that might be a tall order. But just have a little faith in their abilities. They did learn from the best after all.
She kind of grunts. All right. Let's if you want to help, let's see what they can do. Let's see if you have any actual skills aside from losing to me.
Right, time to show you what I can really do. And tries to straighten himself up and button his shirt back up.
All right. Get a little plus next to your name as we head over to our dear Claudius and Paige. Uh, Paige, as you follow where Flutter seems to have flown out of the main castle area and into the gardens.
Okay. Is she still in the air, or
No,
did
she's
she come?
like she's flying, so she's moving faster than you.
Okay.
So you saw her duck into the garden area. So that's your
Okay.
last visual point for her.
All right. He is on his way to the gardens then, kind of looking around, a little out of breath. You fly really fast. But
You
you don't have to hide.
you just hear her crying behind a statue.
Kind of brushes himself off a little bit and walks over. Doesn't say much, but will like kneel down beside her and take out a handkerchief and hand it to her.
She looks up at you as she's, tucked inside of her wings. And you just see, her big, slightly too large blue eyes that are puffy and red and quite wet looking up at you. Why did you follow Flutter?
I told you I cared about you. I couldn't see you be upset like this. I didn't want to leave it like that. I'm sorry if I made you upset.
Why do you even bother? Why do you care now?
You're a great companion. You're a really good friend and have always been. You've helped us out so many times. I'm sorry I haven't been able to express that up until now. But I really do value you. And I think you do amazing things.
Flutter isn't smart like you, and Flutter doesn't know the stuff that you know, and Flutter doesn't understand why you would want to talk to Flutter. Even with that, you're too smart for Flutter.
I don't know about that. You have a lot of book smart, but I mean, I can barely even talk to someone at a counter without getting nervous. But I don't know, I really envy you. You're so personable and you're able to talk to people so easily. I don't have any of those social skills. Really good skill to have, actually.
Flutter doesn't care what people think about her. Flutter just cares what her friends think about her. That's what you should do.
That's good advice. I'll definitely take that to heart. But you should also, I think you should care about what you think too. Not about other people's approval, what you really want to do. And if, they're really your friends, they'll support you. I want to support you too. Um, why don't we try this? Why don't you come with me tonight to the ball? And maybe you can even perform there. You can do it in front of people you know and your friends. I know you think that your voice is the only thing you have, but your voice is so much more than that. You can sing and tell them how you really feel. I'm sure your emotions will come out that way. I'm sure they'd understand.
Why would you want to go with Flutter of all people? Isn't there somebody better for you?
I really admire you, though. I think you have a quality that I really would like, and I'd love if you'd be able to teach me more.
What about Flutter's big performance? Gonna be leaving, and that could be Flutter's only chance at being able to do Flutter's dream.
I think there's plenty of possibilities for you. But like I said, if you try and perform tonight, here, there'll be guests all around. They'll be able to hear your voice. And, maybe an opportunity will rise.
Flutter will open up one of her wings and look up at you. Like, you really like Flutter? You're not just saying this to make Flutter go with you?
Kind of look at her for a moment and lean in a little bit closer. I do. I care about you a lot. And I will kind of lean in a bit more and kiss her cheek.
Flutter's face, like, uh, kind of immediately, it's like somebody turned on a spotlight with how much it just lit up. And she gives you, she, does a big smile with her big fangy teeth, and she giggles as she wraps her wings around you and pulls you in and just nuzzles against you.
He'll nuzzle back and kind of under his breath be like, let's show others that there's more to us than what's on the surface.
Okay, Flutter is happy to do that with you, and Flutter doesn't care about whatever is happening elsewhere. Flutter only cares about her friends and those who care about Flutter.
Right. We care about you so much.
And with that, you see a flash on your screen that says "Date achieved."
What?
Uh, and with that, we will jump over to our dear Matilda in the dungeon. Unfortunately, Matilda, you do get one round that you have to sit out because of being locked in the dungeon to think about your actions before you get released. But I will say that you are now well placed for coming adventures. And with that, we will enter the final round. Everybody has the X's through their second pass. We've got Paige has achieved a date. You now know the location of all three of your remaining companions. You know that Euphoria is rising up Zhongli, and it seems that they are very close to potentially achieving a date status. And we know that Malral is in the dungeon where Umbra is supposed to be, and that our dear Ilya is also heading to that dungeon. So, with that, Cess, where do you want to go?
I did say I was gonna. Yeah, I
Also
should
go to the
probably go straight.
dungeon?
Yeah.
If you want to go to the dungeon, I can go to find Cora. I think it's fine.
we could like bump into each other, and then you could say like, "Oh, I'm going to the dungeon." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Let's split up to cover more ground.
Yeah.
Here's some food for whoever you might see in there." I split
Perfect.
break. Did you?
I think you should handle Asharan equivalent, or Umbra, I believe is their name in this, given
Oh,
context clues.
I'm gonna I passed my info about Umbra. I'm gonna go downstairs to give Umbra a grilled cheese, and you can go look for Cora, and I'll tell you about how Eustace has risen up Zhongli. You know, this is purely professional. Don't worry about it.
That's so. It does check out a bit. So they certainly have their way with sports.
I think the I can feel the testosterone. I can kind of see like why Eustace why Eustace is so much more like forward with Zhongli. Like, oh man, I can't judge him for his actions.
He's quite the
Alright.
hunk.
I mean, you could dance with multiple people at a prom, and yeah, I know you haven't seen Zhongli yet, but like, if you were to consider, you should take a look. Anyways, I'm gonna
Oh,
go downstairs before this gets
I
any
can
more
imagine.
awkward.
Yes, and Italy will continue on.
Uh,
All right.
I'll
So you are gonna go to talk to Umbra, and Lily slash Ilya is gonna go talk to Cora. Okay. So with that, Malrel, you do, after a couple hours sitting in a cell, you do get released, and the guards say like, it's, you're lucky that the king only decided to give you time to think. Let my countess, but please be on their behavior.
I blame my hot-bloodedness on my fiery passion.
Right. And as you walk away from the cells, you do see your dearly beloved Cess come around the corner with a picnic basket.
You're not
hey,
actually going to eat that, are you?
I listen. I tried some of this stuff. It tastes like garbage, so like, it's probably not cursed. I'm pretty sure it's not cursed. I can still eat cheese after this. Anyways,
We're
why were
going to
you in
hope
the
so.
dungeons?
Oh, I just elbowed the king.
Why?
That sounds
Why?
like it's a real king.
Are they someone we know, or are they just like you just punted them for the sake of punting them for like
I
entertainment?
think they're supposed to be the embodiment of the asshole that created that dark lab that we found.
I know who you're talking about. I'm not gonna question why you aren't naming them, why you aren't just calling them what they are, but that's fair. So I'm assuming you did it because Silonia was there, yeah?
That. And if we're entertaining the Fae, I thought I might as well do as much drama as I could.
Hmm. Well, let me give you some updates based on what I've seen so far. Is like, and plus, eat this meal because you were in the dungeon, and you need to raise your charisma stat or whatever in this
I am not
entertainment
eating
thing.
any food in the Feywild.
Alright. It's not cursed. I'm fairly certain it's not cursed. It's like the waxed fruit you see in plays.
It's going to be sad when you get back and you'll never be able to eat any of that food that's in that picnic basket again.
That's not that big a deal. I'm sure it's not actually gonna result in anything. But anyways, okay. Here's what I know, and then I give Matilda the updates on what's up with Ilya and Eustace with Zhang Li. That's all I know, and now we know about. So yeah. Anyways, was there like, did you see someone named Umbra down here?
Did I? Two doors down on the right. I think you walk past it.
Oh, okay, cool. I saw a big lock on it, but that means I just gotta get in. Got it. Anyways, good luck.
I'm pretty sure most of everything here is made of paper mache. I think you can break it.
I mean, that wasn't it could have been iron. That wasn't gonna stop me anyways. But
As I was saying, that the you did pass by a room with Royal Spy Master on it, because saw I was muted. Royal Spy Master in the dungeon, so you could presumably put two and two together.
Fey technical difficulties.
Yep.
Anyways, yeah, I'll go check on Umbra. Listen, are you gonna go back and talk to Silonia again? Or her name is Cora, you said?
Yeah, I think so. That's what it said on her little pop-up menu.
Yeah, her name. But you're gonna go back, right?
Yeah, why not?
No, that's fair. It's just, do you want to like run your strategy by me again? Are you gonna go like if you listen, man? If you're gonna go fuck with the king again, like go balls and nothing, kick him in the dick.
Yeah,
But
maybe I can. I don't have to worry about him doing the same to me.
but back when we were not in the Feywild, um, Silonia got a lot more confident when she was angry. So maybe get a rebellious streak going. Didn't seem to stop you, so
Hmm.
might as well spark it out of her.
All
Anyways,
right.
I'm gonna go bother Umbra. Good luck,
All right.
Matilda.
Good luck to you too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try not to get our souls taken.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Silica's gonna go walk over to the spy master office.
They can go first.
Okay. As you walk to the door, it is closed. What do you do?
I'm gonna knock on the door and then say Umbra. And if there's no response, I'm gonna do it again, but the knock will be louder. And then if there's no response, I'll do it again, but the knock will be louder.
Eventually, you see the vision slit slide back, and a pair of like very cold, like gray white eyes look down at you. What is it?
Wanna eat lunch?
I'm busy.
It's lunchtime.
I don't care if it's lunchtime. I'm trying to prepare for the event tonight.
You talking about the like dance thing, right?
Yes, I'm talking about the dance thing.
You wanna talk about it with me while we eat?
How could it possibly pertain to whatever you want to discuss over lunch? I'm dealing with palace security and the very safety of the royal family. You're dealing with a sandwich.
It's a nice sandwich. And besides, thinking needs food too, Consider this a wellness check because, work all day makes Jim such a happy boy, am I right? So, Umbra, do you want to eat a sandwich or not?
If I say no, are you just gonna keep knocking on my door?
I've done it. I've done it before. I will do it again.
You see the slide go back in, and you hear about 6 different locks unlock as the door cracks open.
Hi, Umbra, and the Silica's gonna walk in with the plates out.
As you walk in, you see that there is a scale model of the castle and its surrounding grounds, and lots of notes and things written on it and around it, um, as Umbra is seemingly examining all of it and writing down commentary.
Did you make all this? I mean, the notes, yeah, for sure. But did you make this diorama?
Yes, I had it made to prepare for any of my security contingencies.
Oh, it's so insane. I've always seen these in toy stores and stuff, and I've always wanted to build one. Did you get the model kit parts yourself, or are each of these lovingly crafted with your hands?
No, I simply gave instructions and had it made. And then I modified it with my own particular analysis based on my observations of the location.
Hmm. Silica's gonna take a look around the office. Is it just full of boring adult stuff?
Yes, it's boring adult stuff, and there is a small model of a temple.
That like separate from the
Yeah,
diorama,
separate from
or
it. It appears to be like this is unrelated, but it is a small, actually, just kind of painted version of a temple that is just kind of in an area.
um uh so you didn't make this diorama, but did you make that? And Silica's gonna point at the temple in the shelf, I'm guessing.
Yes. Why does it matter to you? Why are you so
Well, I mean,
interested in all of my projects? This doesn't have anything to do with you. This is palace security issues.
because I'm interested in you.
Why?
I don't know. Why is the sky blue?
I don't see why it matters to you.
Mm, I had trouble explaining this to Zhongli, but you're like smarter than her, so I'll give it a try. You see this sandwich? She holds up like a grilled cheese. You see how it's made of bread and cheese and all that?
Yes, I see the sandwich.
Well, for Zhongli, right? She's happy eating whatever. Like as long it could be a brick of sawdust, whatever. As long as she gets the calories, it could be like a literal brick. But for me, I have the personal pursuit of making my enjoyment better. And so I take the time even though I could just be eating the bread and the cheese separately, I took the time to toast the cheese in butter, to grill it with the cheese in it, give it a crunch, give it that nice
Is
satisfying
there a
cheese
point to
stretch.
this? I have
The point
important security to do.
the point is I'm doing these things because I like them, and I'm taking an interest in you because I like you. Now, my memory's not so good. I think I've been hit one too many times in the head. But so I can't know any particular experiences in this castle, but I I know I enjoy myself around you.
I don't understand why you would. There's nothing to me.
I mean, to be honest, when I first started hanging around you, I genuinely thought you would never like me. Uh, and I wondered why I was hanging around you because I'm pretty sure I was just being annoying back then. But it's I feel like I can relate to you. I mean, you haven't told me anything about your childhood, but I think you've at least heard about mine. I mean, everyone talks about my brother, the big archmage, but growing up, I didn't get to experience much of a childhood. I didn't get to play with toys or, all that usual stuff. Whatever I could get. And that was what I would do like, that's why I laze around a lot. It's my stress reliever. It's me trying to salvage whatever I can get. So when I look at you working so insanely hard, I guess I just worry and want to make sure you're taking care of yourself too.
Myself doesn't matter. I never had a childhood. I never deserved a childhood. The most I can do is ensure that other people don't have to live through what I did.
I mean, you're still living. You're gonna be around here tomorrow and the day after that, right?
Until I fail in my duties.
Well, I mean, but yeah, it's the point is you're gonna be around, right? So there's nothing stopping you from experiencing things you want to experience. Like, I worked really hard to help get my brother to where he is, and now I get to enjoy the things I couldn't enjoy before. Whether it be cooking in a really fancy kitchen, or hopping over the rafters of the ramparts in the castle, or just eating a nice simple grilled cheese with a friend.
Not like you. I
You don't have to be like
I
me.
don't have things I want to do. I don't understand those kind of impulses. They're just alien to me. What I understand is this: I understand doing security, I understand gathering intelligence, I understand making sure that the royal family is protected from people like me.
I mean, are you satisfied with just that?
What else
You
could I
know,
possibly want?
well, we could find out. I mean, you're helping set up the security, but you're not going to be one of the many gods that Zhongli's going to have a stick up their ass, right? You want to hang out with me and try some of this alien, unknown enjoyment stuff you've never tried before?
I can't do that. My duty requires me to ensure the protection of the event. I will be monitoring the event by ensuring palace security outside of it.
Outside of it, you're just going to stand outside while the entire thing you're protecting happens without you?
You may not understand this because of your life, but I don't exist in the open. I, I don't have people look at me and try and think that is somebody who needs to be focused on. When I do something correctly, nobody is aware of it unless I want them to be. So I don't have a goal to show up to some event and show off how great I am. They'll know how I perform based on the fact that it happens, and they are blissfully unaware of all the things I had to take care of and all the people that I had to take care of to ensure that they can live in peace.
I mean, that's great that they know, but do you? I mean, you can relax a little. Also, a quick side note, you want me to notice you? Since, you've let me bother you so much.
I had to let you in order to get you to allow me to focus, and seemingly it has failed at that, as I have not been able to do any of my preparations now, as I've had to explain apparently my very existence to you.
Mm, I mean, I guess you're right. I didn't mean to be that much of a bother. But, listen, yeah, what am I saying? I mean, you and Zhongli would never believe this, but I used to put everything I had into what needed to be done. And it got done. And then the next thing came, and nothing changed about it. It was one task to the next. And if I kept going like that, I know I would have broken down. I would have become so much worse than what I am now. And you know I'm pretty bad, so let's not think about what could have been worse. You're probably stronger than me, and you can think that and you can know that, and that's fine, but you need to give yourself some leeway, even if it's with something you don't understand. And when I was inviting you to come check things out, you don't have to put yourself in any spotlight or anything. We can just stand to the side at like a punch bowl table or something. And then I had this whole argument about, maybe the best way for you to protect it was for you to be inside of it and all that, but mm, I don't want to try to convince you with logic. I want you to want to go. So, do you?
Silico, I don't want somebody like me to do the things that I would do had I not already moved beyond everything I've already done, everything I already did to you and your family. I I'm afraid of what somebody like me would do because I know exactly what I would do to you and to everyone you love if I was a different person. That's why I maintain my vigilance. That's why I do all of this in the shadows. Because if I don't do that, then somebody like me will strike and take something away from you like I've done before to you.
Holy shit, this whole show thing is fucked up. Like Silka's saying this looking into the, presumptuous camera.
Staring at a wall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The office just looks back at Umbra and goes, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll give it a try. I don't even think you'll remember this, but when you came down to the kitchen and tried that cheese with me for the first time, that was one of my favorite memories of you because you genuinely looked happy. And you like this do not. You don't look happy. And I'm not saying you have to give this all up. Change is gradual, but change is natural. You may not be the same person you were yesterday, and you definitely will not be the same person you are tomorrow. But if you take the time to understand and grow and learn about the different things around you, you can choose the person you want to be and not let the world give you all the traumas to make you your worst self.
You see her about to say something, and then you notice a very pained expression on her face as you actually see her form spasm, and the Fey presented persona fractures into, you see several different variations of a Sharon at different points in a Sharon's life that all seem to be pained at once. And then they all just kind of fragment and retract back into the Fey persona. And with that, I think we'll have something to think about going into our next exciting episode of Fey and Friends present Royals and Romance.
I thought this was supposed to be a fun dating symbiote.
You fell for one of the classic Obsidian traps. It was all trauma.
It's
Surprise!
all
It was all trauma.
I can't believe you gave Laryssa trauma.
Not the bird.
It's okay. We're cracking that egg open. We're cracking it.
All right, everyone. I hope you guys had fun tonight with our different style of session. I'm sure my players did. That great bamboozle. But yes, if you haven't done so already, you should go check in all of these wonderful players. They're all great streamers in their own right. We will be back here hopefully next Monday with the exciting conclusion of the Royals and Romance quest. What will the party be able to secure all the dates they need, or will their companions' souls be taken by the Fae forever? Well, stay tuned for the same Death Knight time on the same Death Knight channel. All right, if you haven't done so already, please give me a follow here on Twitch, give me a sub over on YouTube, give me a follow on Twitter. You can join my Discord, the Eternal Citadel, and be a part of my incredible community. And with that, please copy down the call to hugs message if you're a follower. Please do the Knights message if you are a sub. We are going to be rating, as I promised Litro, we will be rating the TGF Tavern, the Golden Feather, with my favorite little Aurelia, who is DMing her own game right now. So let's go send them lots of love. I think they're doing Call of the Netherdeep. I think that's what they were doing last time. I'm not sure if that's what they're doing currently. But more D&D action, more cutie pies, more, well, maybe silliness, probably more trauma. Go send them lots of love. I hope everyone has a great night and the sweetest of dreams. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.